James Stephens said, "Curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will." Hello, my name is Deborah, and today I'm going to talk to you about being curious is a virtue. I'm going to share a story with you why I believe in that, but I also will find that this discussion will be about talking on the three layers of being curious as well as the benefits of being curious. So, let's begin. The reason why I believe being curious is a virtue is based on my life story. I happen to have grown up in a very dysfunctional household. I was raised with a mother, a stepfather, and my younger sister. My stepfather was a very mean and violent man to all of us. He physically abused us. He verbally called us names that were not appropriate for any person, period. And then there was also the threats to do harm to us, which he always followed through with those threats as well. I was told that children were to be seen and not heard. I was told to shut up because my opinion didn't matter. I was also ridiculed in front of other family and friends by being told that I was stupid. I would never make anything out of myself and that I'm just a bastard child. Well, as you can imagine, hearing those words and living in that kind of life was just really surprising and very hurtful and harmful to me because what it did, it allowed me to be so afraid of others as well as myself. It taught me not to trust very many people as well. Another thing that I learned from growing up in a home like that is that the belief that I would never make anything out of myself because I was told about it so many times. But you know what? One thing that I do realize is that even though all of that negative stuff happened to me, it made me a stronger and wiser person today. Now, I did not share that story with you for you to feel sorry for me or to bring up memories that you may have had from your childhood or adulthood. I share this story because we as women are very powerful and that we don't have to always stay stuck in a victim role just because we were victimized for the majority of my life. It's childhood life, that is, for sure. But I share this story with you because living that life allowed me to be a dreamer. And over the years, my dreams have become bigger and bigger and bigger. It allowed me to question things more. Why? Why did this happen to me? Why was this happen to my family? Why did I not believe in myself? Why am I so dumb? And all of that are signs of someone that is curious. And so many of you listening to me today are realizing that you are a very curious human being. And I applaud you for being so curious because that being curious, I believe, is what takes us to the next step of our businesses, what takes us to the next step of our organizations, what takes us to the next step of our personal growth. We have to be curious. And so, ladies, with that being said, my curiosity didn't just consist of me asking a lot of questions. It consisted of me acquiring knowledge. I love to learn. I've been fortunate to go to college and I have obtained 3 master degrees, one in social work, another one in organizational leadership, and then a third one in education. I am an empowerment coach with Armstrong Empowerment Coaching. I also am an author to a workbook that's called When the Kisses Stop, a tale of lessons learned. And I do public speaking. So, with that being said, I wanted to tell you, why am I so interested in talking about curiosity? Well, I want to introduce you to the person that helped me to being able to put this talk together. Her name is Eleanor Roosevelt. I had the opportunity to go to the one woman show where Eleanor Roosevelt was there and speaking and telling us about the accomplishments that she made in life. But the one quote that she said that really caught my attention is this: I think at birth, if a mother could ask a fairy godmother to endow the child with the most useful gift, that gift would be curiosity. As she did her one woman show, she talked a lot about the gift of curiosity. I had the opportunity to go to her afterwards and ask her a question. Tell me more about this gift of curiosity. And she shared with me that this was something that has been written about her and that is also was found in one of her books. She shared that she was the wife of Franklin Roosevelt. And while he was running the United States of America, she felt that more could be done, which is why she was so curious. And her curiosity led her to having two plateaus of interest, one being workplace equality. And yes, she did believe that women should be paid the same as men. She did believe that women should be in leadership positions as well. Now, although her husband may not have believed in what she believed, she had a listening ear to the President of the United States by telling him what she believed in. And that opened up the doors for her to do public speaking all over. She also believed in civil rights. She was a civil rights activist. She really believed that people of color, African Americans, and all races should be treated the same. I was told a story about her and that she one day was going on a train trip back to Washington, D.C. And there was a gentleman on the train with her that was traveling and went over to her and told her, I'm going to Washington, D.C. to speak with your husband and his committee to talk about a community where people did not have running water, they did not have electricity, and they did not have paved roads. He was wanting her opinion, wanting to know if this is something that she thought that he should bring before the President of the United States. And she totally agreed and told him to go ahead and do that. And so when we think about curiosity, we have to think about, what does curiosity really do? What is curiosity? Well, the thing that I realize is that curiosity has layers. And I'm going to spend time talking to you about the three layers of curiosity. The first one being self discovery, the next one being intellectual, and the third one being artistic. Now, we know that there are more layers of curiosity, but for time's sake, is why I'm speaking just three. So, when we think about the self discovery, this is an internal process that we use to knowing who we are, which explains why we are curious. And the reason why, one of the ways we do that is through our childhood parent patterns of being curious. This is where we're asking questions of others. This is where we're observing how others react to the questions we ask. This is also where we have those thoughts of not understanding something of that we see on a regular basis. Is also where we practice emotional labeling. And emotional labeling, is naming your emotions, being specific and naming your emotions. So your emotions go more as more than just saying I'm sad. Your emotions define why you're sad. Your emotions define what type of sadness you are. For example, I am sad 3/4 of the day because I am told that I am stupid. That's how we label our emotions. And then the third one is that it's also the opportunity or where we have that aha moment. There's something that maybe we've been trying to figure out, we've been questioning, we've been dreaming about, or whatever the case may be, and we just couldn't get it. And it's like one day the light bulb went off and we realized, I got it now. The second type is the intellectual type. This is for those of you that are thinkers and loving to learn like I do. So when we think about intellectual, there's a process that we go through. And the first process is what I call the developmental stage. And the developmental phase is where we're downloading our patterns. I believe before we start any major project, or we're attempting to fulfill any goal, we have to be able to speak out the things that we are thinking. And what that does is that allows us to let that stuff go away so that we can get our mindset in the right place and being able to accomplish the goals that we are working on at that time. You also want to be able to ask yourself questions. In other words, why am I doing this? Is this really what I really want to do in my life? Will I be successful in this? But you want to ask questions of other people. You want to do your research by finding someone that is doing something that you are interested in doing and asking them questions such as, what motivates you to do this? How did you start accomplishing your goal? You want to surround yourself around people that do not always think like you, but they may be gifted in an area where that you may lack. Like for me, is technology. So I have to find people and surround myself around people that are very vital in technology to help me. So yes, I do ask a lot of questions, and thank God for YouTube because YouTube teaches us a lot as well. The reason why I ask people questions is because it's about developing relationships. I can't develop a relationship with YouTube, but I definitely can develop a relationship with a person. You want to use the linguistic highlights, and that's where you want to write your vision down. I believe that if it's not written down, how do you know if you're accomplishing your vision? And plus, it allows me to remember what I'm trying to do. You want to read it out loud. You want to put it on a post note. You want to put it somewhere that you go to on a regular basis every day, and you want to read it out loud. You want to also remember your vision. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why did you even come here? Why are you listening to the speakers? It's because you want to be able to learn and to apply the knowledge that you're going to learn. And then the third layer is what we call an artistic layer. That's where you have to become selfish. And yes, it is okay to become selfish because selfish just means that you're taking interest in who you are. You want to do a SWOT analysis, which is where you write down the accomplishments that you have made, and you want to look at those accomplishments and divide it up among, is it a strength? Is it a weakness? Is it an opportunity? Or is it a threat? Opportunities and threats and weakness and strengths allow us to design the project that we're working on and what we're doing. You want to think outside of your box. You want to go to different surroundings and have allies in different communities in different areas and different businesses to help you to think differently. You want to be intentional. I really believe that we have to be intentional in everything we do, even in our signature. You want to be very careful what you sign your name to. Don't just sign your name because somebody asked you to, but read the information. Be intentional in your messaging that you're trying to get across to other people. And then, yes, go forth and create your masterpiece. Now, when we do all of this, Curiosity builds the courage, the fire, the burning fire inside of us that allows us to go forth and pursue the things that we are really trying to pursue, which is brought on by our curiosity, which is so exciting to me. It also builds partnerships. I believe in allies. I believe in having people across the globe that's going to help me to be able to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. I also believe in building allies with people that don't even believe in what I'm trying to accomplish, because that just gives me the fire and the energy to continue to go forth. And yes, like Maya Angelou said, we are phenomenal women. Strut our stuff. And then it also expands our opportunity, curiosity does, to have new travel opportunities. In other words, how are we going to get our messaging across? Who are we going to encounter? What are we going to learn? How am I going to utilize my curiosity to being able to do the things that I really want to do in my life? It also allows me to dream bigger. And I love dreaming to the point that I help other women to be able to dream and fulfill their dreams, especially in areas that they may be stuck in. Then, in addition to that, it helps me with my emotional labeling. That emotional labeling brings excitement to me. And the way it brings excitement to me is because it allows me to tell you why I'm so excited. And I'm excited because I'm seeing the progress that I'm making in my life. I'm excited when I see other people make progress in our life. I'm excited because I learn something new every day from myself and other people. And you know what? All of that looks like a ball of knots, inside of me that has all of these different emotions, that has all of these different words, that has all of these different things. But you know what? I don't want you to fret because it just sometimes is so overwhelming for us. I want you to know that this is I put here the final project, but it's also the beginning of another adventure. And that is showing me that the results are in. So, as I get closer to closing, I want to talk to you about women that inspire me. I talked to you earlier a little about Eleanor Roosevelt and how she inspired me because of her curiosity and seeing curiosity as a gift. But I want to tell you about a woman by the name of Sarah Winnemucca, who's a Native American woman that has a school named after her in Northern Nevada. She was a woman that started a school for people, Native Americans, to be able to learn because they couldn't go to other schools as other people could go to. She also is historic in the and her activists in the community that she was residing in. Then there's another woman by the name of Catherine Cortez Masto, and she happens to be the first Hispanic U.S. Senator that represents the great state of Nevada, of which I am in. And then I also inspire myself. I am the founder and owner of a nonprofit domestic violence agency called Safe Embrace. I am the one in the middle. I started this organization over 13 years ago, and it is still going on. My legacy is still being led by these great women that are surrounding me. And then I also wanted to tell you, thank you. Curiosity does fulfill your dreams. And if you are interested in finding more out about me, here I am. And thank you for your time. And don't forget, curiosity does fulfill our dreams.